Hi friends, this video is on linear equations in two variables, also known as a system of linear equations or simultaneous equations. In this part 2 video, I'm going to give three of my students here three different questions on this topic. Three different questions on linear equations in two variables. I won't tell you which student got which question. I'm sure you'll figure that out as you watch this video. So let's see what answers they come up with. So students, are you ready? Let's start. Yes, I got a unique solution for my question. What did you guys get? You just got one solution? I'm getting many solutions for my question. Actually, infinite solutions. Sir, I think there's something wrong in my question. I'm not getting any solution at all. Excellent. All three of you got the correct answers. Yay! Pair of linear equations in two variables can give a unique solution, infinite solutions, or no solution at all. In fact, later we'll look at a shortcut method where we can determine this without actually solving the equations. Sir, that's not fair. Why didn't you tell us the shortcut method before? Yes, sir. I wanted all of you to first try solving it yourself to get a better feel of the equations. But don't worry, we'll be discussing the shortcut method as well. And as usual, we'll finish off with our top three questions on this topic. Let's take a look at the first question that I gave to one of my students here. Actually, this same question was solved in the part 1 video using the algebraic and graphical method. So be sure to watch the part 1 video to learn about the basics and how to solve these equations based on the two methods. Here we'll just do a quick recap on these solutions. As you can see, with the algebraic method, we got a unique solution. X equal to 6 and y equal to 4. Now let's take a look at the graphical method. If you look at it graphically, can you see the two lines which represent the two equations are intersecting at a point? And this point represents the unique solution. So the student in the center who got the unique solution got this question. Now let's look at the second question. We are going to solve this using both the algebraic and graphical method. Let's start with the algebraic method first. From equation 1, 2x minus y equal to 1, we get y equal to 2x minus 1. Now let's substitute y in equation 2. On simplifying, we see that x gets cancelled and we are left with 3 equal to 3, which is true for all values of x. Therefore, we will get corresponding infinite values of y. So looks like we have infinite solutions here. Now let's analyze y. If you look carefully at the two equations, you'll notice that if you divide the second equation by 3, we actually end up with the first equation. The second equation is same as the first equation. So in this question, we really have only one equation but two variables, x and y. And if you have just one equation and two variables, you'll obviously get infinite number of solutions. As we saw here, we are getting infinite solutions. So many different values of x and y are satisfying the two equations. Now let's take a look at the graphical approach for this question. Let's start with the first equation, 2x minus y equal to 1. Writing it in the form y equal to 2x minus 1 will make it easy to calculate the values of y for different values of x. Let's draw a table for the 3 points x, y. For the first point, let's take x equal to 1. Now using the equation y equal to 2x minus 1 and substituting x as 1, we get the value of y as 1. So we have our first point, 1, 1. For the second point, let's take x as minus 2.
Note you can take negative values of x also, but just make sure that the point x comma y fits in the graph. Again, substituting the value of x, we get y as minus 5. So we have our second point, minus 2 comma minus 5. For the third point, let's take x equal to 3, and on solving, we get y equal to 5. So we have our third point, 3 comma 5. Now let's plot the 3 points of the first equation on our graph paper. Join and extend the line both ways. And as you can see, we get the graph of a straight line passing through all the 3 points here. Now let's label this line with the first equation, 2x minus y equal to 1. Now let's take a look at our second equation. Let's rewrite it as y equal to 6x minus 3 by 3 so that we can calculate the values of y for different values of x. Again, let's make our table for the 3 points. For the first point, let's take x equal to 1, and on solving the equation, we get y equal to 1. So we have our first point 1 comma 1. Similarly, for the second point, we'll take x as 0, and on solving we get y equal to minus 1. So the point becomes 0 comma minus 1. And for the third point, we get 4 comma 7. Let's plot the 3 points of the second equation on the same graph paper. And when we join the 3 points and extend it both ways, we get a straight line. But the interesting thing is that this straight line lies on top of the line of the previous equation.
So if you look graphically, the 2 lines are coincident. They are basically the same line. So all the points x, y lying on this line are satisfying the equation. So we have infinite solutions here. This was our case 2. And the student on the left who got infinite solutions got this question. Now let's take a look at our third and final question. Once again, we are going to solve it with the algebraic and graphical method. So let's start off with the algebraic method.
From equation 1, x plus 2y equal to 4, we get x equal to 4 minus 2y. Now let's substitute x from equation 1 in equation 2. On simplifying, we get 8 equal to 12. Hold on, this is not possible. This is a false statement. Therefore, the equations have no common solution.
As you can see in this question, we have no solutions. So no values of x and y are satisfying the 2 equations here. So these 2 equations are inconsistent. Now let's look at the graphical method.
Let's start with the first equation, x plus 2y equal to 4. Let's rewrite it as x equal to 4 minus 2y so that we can build up our table for different values of x and y. For our first point, let's take y equal to 0, and on solving, we get x equal to 4. So the first point is 4 comma 0. For the second point, let's take y as 1, and on solving, we get x equal to 2. So our second point is 2 comma 1. And for the third point, we'll take y as 2, and we get x equal to 0. So the point becomes 0 comma 2. Let's plot the 3 points of equation 1 on our graph paper. Joining the points, we get a straight line, and let's extend it on both sides. This is the graph of equation 1. Let's label the line with equation 1, x plus 2y equal to 4. Now let's look at our second equation, 2x plus 4y equal to 12. Rearranging, we get x equal to 12 minus 4y by 2. This equation will make it easy to build our table. For the first point, let's take y equal to 0, and solving we get x equal to 6. So we have our first point 6 comma 0. Similarly, for the second point, let's take y equal to 2, and we get x equal to 2. So the point becomes 2 comma 2. For the third point, let's take y equal to 3, and we get x equal to 0. So we have our third point 0, 3. Now let's plot the 3 points of equation 2 on the same graph paper. Join the points and extend the line on both sides. This straight line is the graph of equation 2. Let's label it 2x plus 4y equal to 12.
So when we looked at it graphically, can you see that the two lines are parallel? And we know that parallel lines never intersect. So we'll never get a solution for this question. So this was our case 3. And the student on the right who got no solutions got this question.
Let's put the 3 cases on our concept board. If a pair of equations have a unique solution or infinite solutions, that is case 1 or case 2, then the equations are said to be consistent. But if they have no solution, then the equations are said to be inconsistent.
Now let me share an interesting method that helps you predict if 2 linear equations in 2 variables is going to have a unique solution, infinite solutions, or no solution without actually solving the equations. That's right, you don't need to solve the equations. We are going to take the help of coefficients and the constants in the equations. Now, what are coefficients and constants? Let's take a look on our maths board.
Let's consider a pair of linear equations a1x plus b1y equal to c1 and a2x plus b2y equal to c2. In equation 1, a1 is the coefficient of x, b1 is the coefficient of y, and c1 is a constant. Similarly, in equation 2, a2 is the coefficient of x, b2 is the coefficient of y, and c2 is a constant. Let's look at case 1. If a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, then the pair of equations have a unique solution. So the graph will have intersecting lines. Case 2, if a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2, then the pair of equations have infinite solutions. So the graph will have the 2 lines coincide. Now let's look at case 3. If a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, but that's not equal to c1 by c2, then the pair of equations have no solution. So their graph is going to have parallel lines. Now let's take a look at some examples on how to apply this method. Now let's look at the 2 equations from the first question. X plus y equal to 10 and x minus y equal to 2. Let's compare these 2 equations with our general equations a1x plus b1y equal to c1 and a2x plus b2y equal to c2. Let me mark the coefficients a1 and a2 in the equations in blue color. a1 and a2 are both 1. Similarly, I'll mark b1 and b2 in pink color. b1 is 1, b2 equals minus 1. And I'll mark the constants in green color. c1 is 10 and c2 equals 2. Let's write down all the coefficients clearly. Let's calculate a1 by a2. So that's going to be 1. b1 by b2 is going to be minus 1. Can you see that a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2? So this is our case 1. Therefore, the equations have a unique solution. Using this method, we know that these 2 equations have a unique solution even without solving the equations. Now let's look at the 2 equations from the second question. 2x minus y equal to 1 and 6x minus 3y equal to 3. Once again, let's compare with the pair of general equations and let's mark the coefficients in the different colors. Here are the coefficients. a1 equal to 2, a2 is 6, b1 is minus 1, b2 is minus 3, c1 is 1 and c2 equals 3. Let's calculate a1 by a2 and that's equal to 1 by 3. b1 by b2 is also equal to 1 by 3. Since A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2, let's also go ahead and calculate C1 by C2, which is also 1 by 3. So A1 by A2 equals B1 by B2, which is equal to C1 by C2. So this is our case 2. The pair of equations have infinite solutions. Here are the two equations from question 3. Once again, let's compare with the general equations and write down the coefficients. Here are the coefficients of the two equations. A1 equals 1, A2 is 2, B1 is 2, B2 is 4, C1 is 4 and C2 is 12. Now let's calculate A1 by A2. So that's equal to half. B1 by B2 is also working out to be half. Since A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2, once again we need to check C1 by C2, and C1 by C2 is equal to 1 by 3. So let's see what do we have here. We have A1 by A2 equal to B1 by B2, but that's not equal to C1 by C2. So this is our case 3. The two equations have no solution. Let's place the conditions for the three cases on our concept board.
Now that we are done with the concept of linear equations in two variables, are you ready to take a look at our top 3 questions on this topic?